Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And as promised, today's episode, I'm going to show you how to cook char siu, Chinese roast pork, in an air fryer. And you can do it in 20 minutes. Sounds good? Then let's rock and roll. Okay, like I said, this is going to be char siu in the air fryer. These are the ingredients that you are going to need. Ground bean sauce, bean paste. You're going to need some hoisin sauce, red fermented coup. You're going to need some Shaoxing cooking wine. I'm using, this is for food coloring. This is a yeast, dry yeast. Some garlic salt, sugar, black pepper, some 5-spice powder. Oh, and of course, I've got around about 900 grams of pork shoulder here. Small bowl, the bean sauce, 2 tablespoons. Hoisin sauce, 2 tablespoons. The red fermented bean curd, 1. At this point, you can also put in some of the juice. 1 tablespoon of Shaoxing wine. So now I've got my pestle and mortar. I'm going to take a tablespoon of yeast, bring that over here. I'm just going to crush this down, won't take long. And what this does is it's flavourless and odourless, but what it does do is impart a lot of colour. Keep going until it's nicely finely crushed. And this is for our red colouring. So again, 1 tablespoon. Now we need garlic salt, 2 teaspoons. 2 tablespoons of, I'm using brown sugar, demerara. 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And then 1/2 teaspoon of 5-spice powder. Should be all you need. And mix everything together. Ah, and you can smell it. That smells amazing. Cutting the pork. Take your pork. You want to cut it into thick strips that will go into the air fryer. So I've got 4 pieces here. So what we need to do first, you use a fork, or if you've got one of these lethal little devices, you can use one of that. Take out your frustrations. Not too hard, but we obviously want to put enough holes in to the meat. So you take meat. This is so to allow the marinade seep through, and the more holes the better. But obviously the more holes you put in the meat, the better the meat will be. Obviously, if you are using one of these, try not to stab yourself. And as for pork, like I say, this is pork shoulder. A fattier piece of pork is better. Try to avoid leaner cuts, like pork loin. You need the fat to create the juices. Right, next, once you've put all your holes into your pork, you're going to need a Ziploc bag, or one of these bad puppies, and you are going to make it into a bag shape. Right, so first things first, put all your pork into the bag, like so. Make a nice big hole, because you know what's coming next. Then you take your marinade, give it one final mix, just to make sure it's all. I mean, it doesn't matter, because what we're going to do next is we're going to feed all of this in, and then you're going to give it a lovely massage. So get all of that sauce in. Also, this will form part of glaze. Seal up. I'm using an extra large Ziploc bag. So basically, we just want to massage in. Spend a couple of minutes doing this, massaging it in. Because then what we're going to do, you're going to reopen the bag slightly and get all of the air, as much of the air out as we can. So once you've squeezed all the air out, you can give it another little massage if you want. Just make sure that you're confident that the massage has gone into all of the places. And once you're happy that the pork is sufficiently marinated, what we're going to do, we're going to put it on to a plate, and then you're going to put that in the fridge for up to at least 4 hours and up to 24 hours.
24 hours later.
Right then, like I said, take your meat out of the fridge at least an hour before. We want this up to room temperature. But for glazing, we've got some runny honey. I've got my tongs to get the meat out, and brush to brush the honey with. Okay, so we're going to load up the air fryer. So that's the bag with all the stuff. You don't have to throw that away. That could probably make barbecue sauce. So as you can see, got it all in, 4 pieces. Make sure there's a little, try as much to get as much gaps. And then we're going to do this in 20 minutes. In goes your pork. Settings. You want to cook this initially 10 minutes. And we want a temperature of 195 degrees for 10 minutes and set that cooking. The good thing about this, and I'm not sponsoring the brand whatsoever, and I'm not being sponsored by the brand, is that this air fryer, you can actually see inside, you can see the meat cut. So this is almost done, and then we'll check it out. It can, as I can see, it's already starting to get some char on it. So as you can see, it's starting to get a nice lovely char on it. Now before we turn it over, what I need to do is put a little bit of runny honey on them, not a lot. Then we're going to get that pasted in. Get that all over. Right, so with that done, get our tongs again. To turn the meat over, we've basted it one side with honey, turning the meat over, again making sure you've got some gaps. Back in, and same again. So you're going to put it 195 degrees for 10 minutes. Go. So I'll see you back in 10 minutes. Okay, so that's been in for another 10 minutes. As you can probably see, that it is beautifully charred already. So pour on some more honey and again brush it through. Now at this point, if you don't think you've got enough char, then you can put it back in for another minute or two. I'm going to put it back in for just 1 minute. Okay, so a minute's up, it's come out. So what you want to do now is to leave it to rest for about 10 to 20 minutes. So we'll come back in about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll get this sliced up and ready. Right then guys, after you've given your meat time to rest, it's time for you can slice into it, and you can see it. Just a little bit here. You can see how beautifully red it is. Look how red that is. And remember, the charred bits are the best bits, and you can see how juicy the meat is as well. Just put that there. See it glisten. Taste that bit. Pure heaven. Absolutely pure heaven. Like I say, charred bits are the best bits. Juicy, tender Char Siu pork. You can slice it, put it on a bed of rice, thicken up some of that marinating liquid. That is your barbecue sauce. Stick that on top, and that will be delicious. That is delicious. What I'll tend to do with this, I'll tend to freeze them as they are. Let them cool down. Freeze them as they are, and then take them out as and when I need them. But I can't avoid it. I'm going to go in for this taste. So just to finish off a little touch more honey. Let them dry off with that on. Keep them nice and glossy and shiny. Like I say, these will be frozen as they are, and then or you can serve it up. It's up to you what you want to do. But like I said, I tend to freeze these, and then as and when I need a recipe, or I need something for Char Siu, because I'm going to be doing a young chow fried rice sometime soon. So that obviously has some Char Siu in it. So that's your recipe. Lovely, red, deep And I tell you, no food colouring. It is literally that red yeast. You can buy it in powder form, but I couldn't find it in the powder form, so I had it in the kernels the way they were. So just mash them up. That is it, guys. Enjoy it. Do it. It's simple. It's easy. It's tasty. And in the air fryer, it's effortless. Yep, and that is it for today's video. So if you did enjoy that, do remember to like and subscribe, and always remember to share. I have been Icobacca. Until next time, keep walking and rolling. Bye!